Now, welcome to all of you. In the last period, we are discussing about the what is the importance of nutrition. Okay, and in this period, we are discussing about the nutrition. Okay, we are taking a intro about the life processes in a living organism. Okay, life processes a need of energy. What is the importance of the energy? Okay, from which are the sources of energy? That all things we are discussing here about the energy. Various organ system like digestive, respiratory, circulatory, excretory, control system, different external and internal organs, okay, are they performing their functions independently through a complete coordinates. Okay, means there are a complete coordination to the our body. That's why that all systems also are doing a very well work in our body. Okay, and the all these systems require continuously supply of the energy. That's all we are discussing in last period. Okay, here the energy is produced by the mitochondria of a cell, for which foodstuff and oxygen is required. Here one oxygen is required because oxygen is playing very important or a specialized role in our body. Okay, foodstuff provides a carbohydrate, protein, fats to produce energy. Okay, we know that those are the foodstuffs. Okay, that are also providing the energy to our body. But in the foodstuff there are carbohydrates. Okay, proteins, fats, minerals, so on things. Okay, these foodstuffs and oxygens are transported up to cell via a circulatory system. Okay, we know the though all foodstuff and oxygen also mix in the blood, and that was transported by the all over parts. Okay, every cells. Okay, beside this it is coordinated by the control system of the body. Each life processes contribute in its own way in the process of energy production. Function of all these life processes also requiring energy. Okay, we know that things life all processes, whether we are in rest positions, our body needs energy. Okay, that's why we are taking food or different food stuffs as a plant are autotrophics. Okay, they preparing their own food. Okay, and utilizing some food for themselves, and remaining are stored in a various part like fruit, leaves, stem, root, etc. We know that things because autotrophic plants also utilizing or preparing their own foods. Okay, by the own ways for themselves, and other remaining foods. Okay, excess food. Okay, we call that excess food. That excess food also stored in a various manner, various way, various part of the plant, like that fruit, leaves, stem, and root. Okay, human and animals, we know that consumers of all these foods and plants material. Okay, often from different nutritions like the carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamin, mineral, and so on. Okay, which help to produce energy. We know that things here. The what is the that is called nutrition. Okay, how we get the our foods, that all things. Okay, here when we walk or ride a bicycle, we know that things we need energy. We even are not doing any part activity, energy is needed to our body. Okay, whether our body is in a rest position, that time we also want energy. Okay, and that comes from the nutritions. Okay, here organic, inorganic sources of the nutritions. Here carbon dioxide and water are these organisms. That's autotropics, means those are autotrophic organisms, they are producing their own food. Okay, but the autotrophic organism needs carbon dioxide and water, and they are preparing their own food, including green plants and some bacteria. We are a study about the all that things. Heterotropics means those animals and the human being also depending on the others. Okay, that is called heterotropics. Autotrophic nutrition means here we are a study about the autotrophic nutrition. Carbon and energy requiring of the autotrophic organism are fulfilled by photosynthesis. It is the process by which autotrophs take in a substance from the outside and convert them into a stored form of energy. This material is taken in the form of a carbon dioxide and water, which is converted into carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Carbohydrates are utilized for providing energy to the plant. We will study how this take place in the next section. The carbohydrate which are not used immediately are stored in the form of a starch, which serve as the internal energy. Okay, are reserved to be used as when required by the plant. At somewhat similar situation in is seen in us, where some of the energy derived from the food we eat is stored in our body in the form of glycogen. Okay, here the reaction. Before that, we must want to focus on the autotrophs. Okay, autotrophs means what? The carbon and energy are required of the autotrophs organisms. They are fulfilled. Autotrophics means photosynthesis process. Okay, that was done by the uh, plants. Okay, that plants also producing their own food. Okay, they are taking substance from the outside and that are converted into the energy. Okay, they are stored in storing materials. The materials also take from the carbon dioxides and water that was also converted into carbohydrates. Okay, in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll. Okay, means the reaction of this photosynthesis. What is the photosynthesis? First, 6 carbon dioxides plus 12 H2O in the process of sunlight and the chlorophyll. There is the formation of the C6H12O6, means carbohydrates or a glucose. That carbohydrate is utilized by the providing of the energy to the plants. Okay, means those are carbohydrates are used, that are also carbohydrate converted into energy, but remaining carbohydrates means excess carbohydrate, those are present in the body that was stored. Okay, in the form of starch. Okay, whether means that are the reserve stock of the plants, and in the animals or any human being there is also a reserve stock of the energy or a reserve stock of the food that was stored in our body in the form of a glycogen. Okay, now this is a total about C6 6CO2 plus 12H2O, chlorophyll, sunlight, C6H12O6, that is the glucose, plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. Write down this reaction. Let us now see what actually happened during the process of photosynthesis. photosynthesis. Okay, the following event occurred during the process. Okay, now absorption of light energy by chlorophyll, means those energy was absorbed by the light by chlorophyll, the conversion of light energy to chemical energy, and a splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Means firstly the light is absorbed by chlorophyll. Okay, after that, that absorbed light is converted into chemical energy, and the splitting of the water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, reduction of a carbon dioxide to a carbohydrates, means carbon is reduced, converted into a carbohydrate. These steps need not take place one after the other immediately. For example, a desert plant take up a carbon dioxide at a night and prepare an intermediate which is acted upon by the energy absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. Okay, means that all steps are not in a serial manner. Okay, means here one those are plant in desert area. Okay, they also absorbing the carbon dioxide in the night. Okay, and in the day the energy also absorbed by the chlorophyll in the during the day. Okay, let us see how each of the component of the above reaction are necessary for photosynthesis. If you carefully observe a cross section of the leaves under the microscope 6.1, you will notice that some cells contain green dots. Okay, uh, which sorry, these green dots are cell organelles called chloroplast. Okay, which contain chlorophyll. Let us do an activity which demonstrated that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. This is the green dots. Okay. This is total about the leaf. Okay, there is the midrib of the leaves, leaf lamina, and blade of the leaves, vein. In the vein, there is the phloem and xylem in the middle region. Okay, now that is the edge of the leaves. Also upper side there is a wax or cutile. Okay, upper epidermis is next. Upper epidermis, and inside there is the chloroplast. Between two chloroplast region there is air space. Okay, guard cells, lower epidermis. Okay, that is the cross section of the leaves. First, what is the midribs? Second, lamina of leaves or a leaf blade, veins. Okay, xylem, phloem bundles, vascular bundles, wax cutile, wax cuticle, upper epidermis, chloroplast, air space, guard cells, lower epidermis. One activity is here about to verifying the chloroplast is the necessary to the photosynthesis. Okay, here but we want to do this activity in your home. Okay, you can read it very careful manner and note down the activity. Okay, keep the plant in a dark room. We need a money plant for this activity. Okay, a potted plant, we must want to put a plant in dark room for 3 days. Okay, that all the stars get a use of. Okay, sunlight for the 6 hour. Now keep the plant in a sunlight for 6 hour. Okay, firstly we want to put a plant in dark room for 3 days. After that 3 days, we put up that plant, potted plant, into sunlight 6 hour. Okay, pluck a leaf from the plant, make the green area in it, and trace them on sheet of paper. Okay, trace them that leaf from the plant. Okay, green areas. Dip the leaf in a boiling water for a few minutes. After this, immerse it in a beaker container alcohol. Carefully place the above beaker in a water bath and heat till the alcohol being to boil. Okay, what happened to a color of the leaves? What is the color of the solution? Now dip the leaf in a dilute solution of the iodine for a few minutes. Take out the leaf and rinse off the iodine. Okay. Solution. Observe the color of leaf and compare with the tracing of leaf. Okay. Beginning. What happened with various area of leaves? What happened? Firstly, काय करायचंय? एक प्लांट घ्यायचे. ठीक आहे. मनी प्लांट असेल किंवा तुमच्याकडे जे अवेलेबल आहे ते प्लांट घ्या. त्याला 3 दिवस एका डार्क म्हणजे अंधाऱ्या खोलीमध्ये ठेवा. त्यानंतर त्याला बाहेर काढल्याच्या नंतर त्याचे एक लीफ आहे ते पेपर शीट वर घ्या. एक 2 घ्या. एक ठीक आहे, तुम्हाला चांगलं ऑब्झर्व करण्यासाठी. त्याच्यानंतर बॉइलिंग वॉटर मध्ये त्याला काही मिनिटासाठी ठेवा. त्यानंतर ज्या बीकर मध्ये अल्कोहोल आहे त्या बीकर मध्ये त्याला मर्ज करा. त्यानंतर त्या अल्कोहोलला बॉईल करा. त्याला बॉईल केल्याच्या नंतर जे कलर आहे त्या सोल्युशनचा ते पहा आणि त्यानंतर आयोडीन मध्ये डीप करा दोन्हीही. ठीक आहे, त्यानंतर आयोडीन निघून जाईपर्यंत त्याला हे करून टाका आणि साफ केल्याच्या नंतर त्याला ऑब्झर्व करा की त्याच्या कलरवर काय झालं. ठीक आहे, जिथं जिथं काय होईल तर पुढं दिलेलं आहे पहा. लेट अस स्टडी हाऊ द प्लांट ऑब्टेन अ कार्बन डायऑक्साइड. Okay, we had taken about a stoma. This is the open and closed stoma in figure. Okay, which are a teeny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Okay, massive amount of gaseous exchange take place in the leaf through these pores for the purpose of photosynthesis. But it is important to note here that exchange of gases occur across the surface of stem. Okay, root and leaves as well, since a large amount of water can also be lost through the stoma. The plant close their stoma when it does not need carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. The opening and closing of the stoma is a function of the guard cells. The guard cells swell when water flow into them, cause the stomatal spore to open. Similarly, the spore close if the guard cell shrunk. Okay, shrinking and swelling. What happens? Means when it is the important role of the guard cells that sporal opening, ज्याला आपण sporal opening म्हणतो, that is the important to exchange the massive amount of the gases in photosynthesis process. Okay, when the the massive stoma is open, that time massive exchange of the gases. Okay, and that time photosynthesis is done. When stoma is closed, that time there is the closing of the exchanging of the gases. Okay, and through that stoma open and close, the evaporation is done. Means the water is also removing from the cell. What happen? The opening and a closing of the function of that sporal open by the guard cells. The guard cells swell when water flow into them. When water flow in the guard cell, they are swell. Okay, and due to that swelling, the stomatal pore is also open. When the guard cells also shrunk, their stomatal opening also closed, means pore are closed. Okay, now this is the one activity is here, and we want to study about that activity in the next period. Okay, now we are stop here.